without knowing I was in military. The black population in Vancouver is like this. Like you see my nails like this. How long was your longest relationship? You know, child, we just gonna speed past this. Because why do you want to know my middle name? Next thing you'll be asking for my social security number, and then moving on. Yeah, money. I've just been posting random shit online, child. Anyway, hi. Um, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been 2 years, but let's not talk about that. Let's focus on the good things that I'm here. I'm back again. But no, for real, this time I really want to be consistent with this YouTube thing. I think right now I found like my direction and where I want this channel to go. And I think before it was just like kind of like random, like I feel like putting this out there, I feel like sharing this, sharing that. But now there's more of like clearly what I want to do. So that's why I'm starting with this video, a get to know me video. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new and you've watched a couple of my other videos, I don't think I've done a get to know me. I have not done a get to know me, so I've just been posting random shit online, child. Anyway, so I googled up get to know me questions that YouTubers do. I guess we'll be doing them, but a few things that I do not need these questions to help you know about myself. My name is Madeline. I am originally from Tanzania, born and raised, moved to Canada almost 3 years ago for school. I am currently studying at the University of British Columbia in Canada, and yeah, you're getting to know me. I think that's all I can think of that I'm willing to share. If you hear anything, it's my roommates. I might have to pause at some point. Yeah, I definitely have to pause because you can hear that. Anyway, here we go. I hope the noise, if you hear noise in this video, just forgive me, child. Moving on. Anywho, so I haven't gone through these questions, so they're also gonna be new for me. So the first question is, what time do you go to bed? I would say it depends. I am a night owl, I would say. I sleep. One thing about me though, all my friends know, I love my sleep. So I might sleep really late, but that means I'm waking up late as well. Which this semester, God help me, I had to take this. So we digress, but we shall come back to the main point. But my courses filled up so fast, like the ones that I wanted to take, and so I have to take this course that starts at 9:30 a.m. and for me that's just wild because I've never taken a course that I have in my first year, but where God help us. Anyway, apart from that though, I usually sleep, I think midnight. I try to get to bed by like midnight, like start winding down by midnight, and then be asleep by like 1 a.m. That's like what we aim for. But that being said, during the school year, I try to be in bed by like midnight, 1 a.m. max. That being said, it is summer, so, but I have been trying to sleep earlier and earlier just because it's during the summer. I am working and sometimes I have to be at work by 6:30, so your girl has to go to bed early. But I think the earliest I've gone to bed, honestly, midnight, or like started winding down at like 11 p.m. I haven't gone to bed earlier than that. It has not happened unless I'm like really, really exhausted. Then I have to wind down earlier. But yeah, I guess I'm a night owl. But anyhow, who is your celebrity crush? Do we even have to answer this? Do we have to answer this? If you know me, you know I like Nella Rose. Have you heard Nella Rose's video? I will insert it here.
Who's your celebrity crush now?
Oh, I can name you 10.
Go on then.
Jason Momoa,
Who's that?
Aquaman. I will look after that man so well. Cook, clean, everything for him. I will iron his clothes. That's Big Daddy. That's the final boss.
That's your answer. That's your answer. Moving on. How would you rate your childhood on a scale of 1 to 10? Ooh, this is deep. My childhood. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, and childhood, I would say up until like primary school before going to secondary school. I'd say that's childhood. From 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 9 or an 8. I think it wasn't perfect, but I think I got all the necessities, all the things that I really like, that I needed, I had. All the things that I really, really wanted, I think I also had, like, that I really wanted, that were important. Because some things, honestly, even me looking back as a parent, if I was a parent, I'm not giving you that. That's just dumb and stupid and a waste of money. So I'll probably give it like an 8 or a strong 8 or 8.5, going on 9. It was not perfect, but like really good. Yeah, I do not have a lot of complaints from like baby to like end of primary school. Nah, well taken care of. Thanks, mom and dad. What's your middle name? I don't think I want to answer that. Because why do you want to know my middle name? Next thing you'll be asking for my social security number. And then moving on. What are your favorite values in a friend? This is a good question. I think for me, it's 2 things. Confidentiality and showing up. So confidentiality, like if you're my friend and I tell you something and I go and hear it elsewhere, like it depends though on like what I tell you, because even I be saying your stuff. Like if you know this is sensitive to me, you should not be talking about it, then please do not be talking about it. So I value confidentiality. Don't want you to be yappa my issues. No. So that's 1. 2, stepping up. So if sometimes, most of the times, I am not a very, like, I would say what I need, but like I value friendships with, because I know I'm this type of person where I can kind of sense when my friends or like the people around me that I love, that I'm like, when they're not doing well. So I value being seen. Yeah, I value my friends seeing me and me seeing them, like recognizing that your friend isn't doing well, is in a good mood, and what can you do to help. So I value being seen by my friends, if that makes sense. Moving on. What is your funniest memory from high school? Child, my friends who we went to high school with sent Margaretti peeps. Where are you at? Gosh, I have so many funny memories from this time in my life, but I think there's 2 in particular. One is actually traumatic. I don't know why I consider it funny, because I think maybe I consider it funny because I'm looking behind. It's like in hindsight that I find it funny, but in the moment it was not funny. And then the other one is actually funny. So I will share, let me start with a traumatic one first. So when I was in high school, from Form 1, so if you're like Canadian or like you go any other African country, if you're not like Tanzanian or Kenyan, in Tanzania you do grade 1 to grade 7, and then after grade 1 to grade 7, so that's primary school, and then you do Form 1 to Form 4, that's secondary school, and then you do Form 5 and 6, that's A levels, and then you do then you go off to university basically. In this case, the high school I'm referring to is like secondary school, which for me in secondary school, I went to a boarding school called St. Margarete Secondary School. It was, still is, a Catholic sisters school. And I know guys, I know. But actually, I don't think my time there was too bad. I mean, there were some bad instances, like the one I'm about to share, which I actually find funny now. But your girl got got suspended from high school, and I know. Remember in the beginning when I said your girl likes her sleep? Yeah, your girl likes her sleep, literally. So I overslept, and when I overslept, I woke up late, and then when I woke up late, obviously I was late to get out of the dormitory. So for context, in this high school, guys, I was basically in military without knowing. I was in military, and perhaps I'll do another video on my high school, because anyway, moving on. So in secondary school, we had to, like, all the students had to wake up by 4:30 a.m. Yeah, you heard me right, 4:30 a.m. we had to be up, and then we had to be up by 4:30 a.m. and then that's like, we had like an hour to shower and do all that, and then by 5:30 a.m. we had to be out of the dormitory, and then the last call for being out of the dormitory was 5:45 a.m. and then by 6 a.m. we had to be in the chapel. Yeah, I mean, I like the scheduling, honestly. It taught me a lot of like discipline. But on this day, obviously, not even on this day, on a lot of days, after I finished my first year of secondary school, I said I know everything. I will not be waking up at 4:30 a.m. What? So your girl used to wake up at 5:30 a.m. Yeah, the time when you're supposed to be out of the dormitory. I was waking up that time. So I used to wake up at 5:30 a.m. have 15 minutes to shower and get my ish together, and then obviously the 15 minutes are not enough. Usually I'd be out by like 6, and then I'd go to the chapel. To me, which is one thing I really want to work on. I think for me, time is time is just floating in there. Like, I don't register time exactly, which, I'm in Canada, guys. This is a Western country. They keep time. I need to learn that. But anyway, so I woke up late, but like today was like, Waswahili wanasema siku ya nyani kudondoka miti yote uteleza, kitu kama hicho, something like that, which translates to the day that the monkey is supposed to die or like fall, all the trees become slippery. So I'd been doing this, I'd done this, I kept on doing it even after the suspension. But on this particular day, the headmistress came to the dormitory, and then we got like, she started like, yeah, another thing, we used to like get caned, like 6 strokes on the hands. So she came to the dormitory and she was beating people who were late. I said, why am I going downstairs? I said, let me relax up here until she's done. So she finishes beating people and people go to the chapel, and at the end, me and my friends were hiding in the stairways. Friends will lead you away, because at some point I was convicted. I said, Madeline, just go down and get those sticks and go to class. But my friends were like, why should we go down and get sticks? So me, I also listened to them. Okay, have discernment, your friends can lead you astray. But anyway, so then I stayed there waiting. I didn't go downstairs. So at the end, the headmistress is like, she tells the matron, like, oh, if anyone else comes after I've closed this door, write their names up. They're going home suspended. My friends and I wanted to jump and go downstairs, but then the door is already closed. Like, there was no one there. So where did you guys come from? And I've been beating people for like 20 minutes. Where are you from? Where? We were stressed. Anyway, she leaves. We start like planning. We go back upstairs. We're waiting because usually I should close the door, but the door would open. We did the whole waiting game. We waited. Nothing. When I tell you nothing, usually we would wait and then the door would, like, she would leave the door open. Nothing. The door has not been opened. Look at the time. People go for mass. People come out of mass. We're still waiting. Anyway, long story short, we ended up getting suspended. And anytime I tell this story or I look back, I'm like, that was such a dumb reason for getting suspended. Like, how are you suspending people because they were late to wake up? Like, the whole route was late to wake up and then did not go up downstairs on time. Anyhow, the whole shebang. That's how your girl got suspended. And every time I tell the story, it's so funny because the good thing is, like, everyone in my room, so like in our room, I shared a room with 7 other people. So in every room there were 8 people. There were like 4 double-decker beds, and so like I slept on the bed below, and then there was someone on the bed up top, something similar. So in our room, out of the 8 of us, only 2 people didn't get suspended. Yeah, only 2 of us. And to make things worse, we were on like our last year of secondary school, so it was like so stressful, like the worst time you could suspend anyone. But anywho, now it's a funny story that I'm sharing on the internet, but trust me, I was not laughing when they were calling my parents to come and pick me up. I was not laughing. Another funny thing is that so again, we used to like love sleeping a lot, still do, but anyway, sometimes we would sneak into the dormitory to go and sleep early and not go for night prayers. So I'd be like, me and my friends be like, hey, we're tired, we don't want to go for night prayers, so we ran into the door. But then at night, we used to have like night preps until like 10:30 p.m. Yeah, 10:30 p.m. So at the time, we used to like sneak into the dormitory. So there used to be like this babu, like old man, who would like patrol the premises, make sure like everything's okay. But so we were sneaking in, and like he catches us. We started running at night because this babu is chasing us. Like, why? That was so unnecessary on our end. Like, why did we have to go to the dorm early? But anyway, I have a lot of funny high school stories. Once I start sharing, we'll not finish. So moving on to the next question, shout. What is your favorite holiday? Hands down, Christmas. That's my mom's birthday. And that's also around my birthday as well. I'm born like 2 days after Christmas. Do the math. Oh, 1 day after. Oh, 2 days. Anyway, I'm born on the 27th. So Christmas is hands down my best holiday. What's your best trait? I think my best trait is similar to like what I said. Actually, I have 2. One on like the friendship, that I see people. I think I see people. I recognize when my friends are not doing well. Like, I'm very hypersensitive towards knowing when someone is just like going through something. So that's like one of my best traits, I think. And another one is I am great at improvising. One thing about me, you ask me something, I will always have an answer. I will find an answer to give you. Even if I don't know it, I will have an answer. Yeah. Which I think is actually a coping mechanism, or maybe it's something related to trauma of being raised in a household where my dad was a lawyer. Because how do you not have the answers to things? How? You don't have an answer. Are you okay? You will have an answer anyway. And I guess also, yeah, so I always have an answer to something. which I think is a good trait. What's your favorite restaurant? I actually don't know if I have a favorite restaurant. I don't think I've explored enough to have a favorite restaurant because, again, I'm in college, guys. Where is that money to be going to restaurants? Will you consider Starbucks a restaurant? Will you consider Tim Hortons a restaurant? Those are the areas I frequent. Starbucks when I'm feeling bougie. On a normal day, you'll find me at Tim's. So I cannot relate. I cannot give you an answer to my favorite restaurant. Sorry. Moving on. What's an interesting fact about you? Interesting fact. I guess an interesting fact about me, which actually I won't say what I wanted to say. It's something that I'm working on saying less and less as an interesting thing about me. So I will not say what I usually say. I think an interesting thing about me is that, as you can tell, maybe I have an accent. So interesting fact, I speak 2 languages. I speak Swahili, which is a very popular African language, and yesterday I was thinking about it and I was like, Swahili is actually so beautiful and marvelous because it's one of the only languages that English people did not colonize. Because, yeah, tell me, do white people know Swahili? Do they know Swahili? Like, for real? No. But you'll find in African countries we speak French, we speak English. Those are colonial languages. Argue with your keyboard. Not in my comment section though, because you will get blocked. That's for sure. Moving on. I actually think an interesting thing about me is that I'm funny. I genuinely think I'm funny. What is the first thing you notice about people? I think I notice like their demeanor. I think I'm an introvert, extrovert, ambivert. I don't know, child. When you first meet me, I'm quiet. I will not talk to you. You will think this girl does not know how to speak. Like, very quiet, keeps to myself. I'm just trying to read people, read the room, and place everyone where they're at. And then afterwards, after I've decided like, okay, I can get to know you, then I'm an extrovert around you. But yeah, I think the first thing I notice is like how people behave, what I interpret as this person is like this person is like that. I think that's the first thing I notice about people, to be honest. What is your spirit animal? I don't know what that means, so I will move on. What is your favorite piece of clothing? I don't know if I have a favorite piece of clothing, honestly. If I like something, I like something. I don't know if I don't think I have a favorite piece of clothing. Did you go to college? I am currently in college, in uni, going into my 4th year, which is scary to say out loud. But I'm currently going into my 4th year of my 5-year degree, so I'm not finishing this year. How long was your longest relationship? You know, child, we're just gonna speed past this. What would you or have you named your children? I don't have kids. I have not considered this question yet. But if someone comes along, then who is worthy of making me consider this question, I will give you the answer. Yeah. Moving on. What was your favorite subject in high school? Now that I think of my high school self, my favorite subjects were math and civics. Yeah, guys, math and civics. I used to love math. In fact, me and the math teacher were kind of besties. He was our class teacher. We were besties. I love that man. yeah, in all the schools I've been in, me and math teachers have gotten along very well, mostly because I've done well in their class, so why not? But yeah, my favorite subject in high school was math. And funny thing, so I changed. If you've been like an OG subscriber, when I first launched the channel, it was under a different name, and now I changed it to like Binti Madeline, which Binti is actually what my math teacher in A levels, well, not A levels, I did IB, and IB used to call me. And I'm like, I don't know, it was just like so endearing because he was from Kenya. So, Kenyans, I love you, but Swahili, yeah, you need to come and learn from us. You need to come and learn from us. So, he was tussling in that Swahili, so he used to call me Binti, which I found very endearing because he was like a father figure to me. And yeah, so when I was thinking of names for my channel, that came up. But yeah, math was my favorite subject, and civics as well when I was in secondary school. I love civics. I love debating as the next person. Like, you come in with a good argument, or I will like, not a good argument, but like a bad argument, I'll fight you. But it also depends. Are you worth me fighting you over an argument? Are you worth my time for me to start debating with you? Those are questions that I also don't have answers to unless you bring an argument. Then I can determine. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? So if you go to UBC at all, there's this like ice cream place called Rain and Shine, and I actually love their ice creams. Shout out to my senior peer, which he might never watch this video anyway, but shout out to you if you end up watching this. But when I was in quarantine, when I first got to Canada, which is a story I might tell one day, he brought me like ice cream. I asked for like a bunch of stuff, and like he also got like ice cream for me, and the ice cream was like from Rain and Shine, and he got me vanilla ice cream. I still think vanilla from Rain and Shine, chef's kiss. And vanilla and salted caramel is also, I love their salted caramel. Yeah. So that's my favorite ice cream. What was your first job? I have two first jobs. So I have my first ever job back at home in Tanzania, and then my first job here. So my first job in Tanzania, I worked I worked for my cousin, and with my cousin at this research thing that they are doing. So my cousin is an engineer, and they were doing she's a transport engineer, so they were doing research on the BRT system in Dar es Salaam, and I was there collecting my data with my pen and paper, how many minutes, how many seconds. So I worked with my cousin on that. That was my first job, and we would wake up early in the morning because she would also have to leave early. Guys, living with your boss in the same roof is tough. Do not do that. If there's any advice I can give you, don't do that. Anyway, I love my cousin, she knows that, but she was a tough boss, as she should be. But yeah, I used to wake up very early in the morning, and again, me and early mornings, we are not friends. And then my other first job when I got to Canada was at a Nike store. So I did retail at a Nike store for I think 3 months, my first summer in Canada in 2021, which was, I have nothing to say. Maybe I'll speak about it in my other videos. What is the first item on your bucket list? To be honest, I'm really grateful. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. The first item on my bucket list was studying abroad in the US. And I didn't get to study abroad in the US, but I got to study abroad in Canada. So that was like one of the first items on my bucket list, which I'm living in right now, and I'm super grateful for that. So yeah, and I got to go to the US this summer, so yay. I mean, my first time in the US technically was last year, but that doesn't count because it was only a one hour stop in Seattle when I was traveling back home, so we cannot count that. I would just, it's like saying you've entered Turkey, meanwhile you're there in Istanbul in the airport. Not the same thing. It counts, but it doesn't count. Moving on. What is your go-to hairstyle? This question just brings me sorrows, prayers, because in this country, braiding, actually, let me not say this, actually in this country, yes, and most especially in this city, because the black population in Vancouver is like this. Like, you see my nails like this, but anyway. So doing your hair, getting your hair done is very tough. My go-to hairstyle, it depends. Is it summer or is it winter? Right now, since it's winter, I think this is my go-to hairstyle during the summer, because it's light, you're not like bothered, it's not too hot, it's nice and cool. So this is my go-to summer hairstyle, I would say. During the winter, I prefer to do crochet hairstyles. I like having my big hair moments, which I don't know if I like big hair moments or it's just my East African forehead. I don't know, one or the other, but during the winter, lo and behold, surely you will find me with big hairstyles, which I think look good on me and I love them. So those are my go-to hairstyles. But then again, that's also because I'm very limited based on where I'm at. I think if I was back at home, I would definitely have range. Like, I don't think I would have a favorite hairstyles, because every new hairstyle, you will try it. It will be your favorite at that point in time. I used to be me, but now in this economy, you're changing hairstyles. In this economy, you're not serious. Anyway, have you ever been to any concerts or festivals? Funny enough, I have not. I don't know, guys. I think my mom has instilled the fear of God in me, and not just like about like going to festivals or anything. It's the thing, like my mom would be like, "Why are you going to concerts and festivals? There are so many people. If something happens, how will you get out of there?" And I usually think of that, and then I'm just like, hey, never mind. But it's that, and also I don't think there have been like concerts or like people who have performed in Vancouver in my time here where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go so badly. No, I did miss the Burna Boy concert, which that one my heart kind of hurt a bit, but not a lot. But Sauti Sol is coming to Vancouver. I will be there in Jesus' name. Have I gotten my ticket yet? No, but I will be there. Sauti Sol, I will be there. And if Rihanna ever chooses to perform, catch me there. Catch me there. Rihanna, Adele, you will see me there. Anyone else? Moving on. If you could change one bad habit of yours, what would it be? I've said it, time. My time management skills. Hey, God. It's something I need to work on, honestly. I don't think I really need to start valuing time more, because why, even in this YouTube channel, why has it taken me 2 years to record this video? I don't know. I think that's one thing I want to change, like time, valuing time. What is the most memorable childhood memory? This question's actually deep. In my childhood, I think I have many. I remember the day when I came back home from school after and then we'd been told that we have to dress up as like who we want to be when we grow up. And I told my mom, I want to be a prime minister, so I need a prime minister outfit. And my mom was confused, like, hey, what do you mean a prime minister outfit? But like that's something I still remember. But that I remember being picked up from school, just such heartwarming memories growing up. I don't know. I don't know if I have like a particular one, but that's one that comes to mind. And then, what are your pet peeves? I think I have ordinary pet peeves like the next person, like chewing loudly. Why are you doing that? Why? That's a pet peeve. The other one, for the sake of the internet, I will not say. Let me keep it to myself. Do you have any pets? I do not. Do you prefer the city or the country? That's a difficult question. A very difficult question. So far, I've only been to 2 Canadian cities, Vancouver and Calgary. I think I prefer the convenience that Canada has to offer in terms of like everything being in one place. You don't have to like move around a lot. You can easily like order Amazon, it comes to your address, you can return it. Like it's so convenient. That like I prefer that. Do I prefer the city though? Yeah, and I don't know. But then the thing with like adulting, I also don't know if I don't prefer the city because like I think there's the with social media and like just growing up in this time and age, it's like you always think there's better out there, but is it really better out there? Is the grass greener? So I think I don't prefer, like as of right now, I want to like explore other cities and see. Yeah, but I also prefer, I think, Dar es Salaam, Arusha, they are great cities if you do have money. Yeah, money. What social media? Oh, where did I grow up? So I was born and raised in Arusha, Tanzania, and then I went to secondary school for 4 years in Moshi, Kilimanjaro, where Mount Kilimanjaro is, and then I moved to Dar es Salaam for high school. I don't know, A levels, IB for 2 years, and then after the 2 years, I moved here to Canada for university. So yeah, but born and raised in Tanzania, mostly Arusha. Yeah, but for some reason all my friends are in Dar, and also I do not have friends from high school, like my last 2 years, which is odd. So that means all my friends from secondary school are mostly in Dar, because yeah, anyway, but my childhood friends are in Arusha. What social media platform do you use the most? Instagram. If you count WhatsApp as social media, then I guess WhatsApp, because that's how I communicate with my family back home. What is one thing you wished people knew about you? Honestly, I don't know. I really wish I could enter people's head and see what they think about me. Then I could know how to answer this question. What do I wish they knew about me? But yeah, I think I don't know if there's anything in particular that I wish people knew about me. In fact, I wish people don't know much about me, because I don't know, life is much easier when people don't know a lot about you. When was the last time you embarrassed yourself? Why would I want to embarrass myself more by telling you here? What are your life goals? This is a good question. My life goal is like, for real, I laughed because I remembered a funny answer, but my life goal is to help women and children in African countries to thrive, like whether it's like in creating more education opportunities, in creating more economic and financial opportunities, in creating like better healthcare, like I don't know what that might look like tangibly, but helping women, children, and youth in African communities thrive, I live for that. Sign me up. That's like my goal in life. I think about that, like it's deep in my heart. And ever since I've come to Canada, like you, I don't know if it's just like me, but like growing up, I used to think like the West, and when I say the West, I mean like Canada, US, that it's like these rich countries and everyone's rich, everyone's well off. Like I didn't know about the whole inequalities and stuff. But ever since I've come here, learning about like indigenous communities and all that, I want to help like minority communities thrive and have like better access to opportunities as other people. So yeah, I just want to create thriving communities where people are happy and successful and at peace. Yeah. What a break. Oh. What is your morning routine? I don't know. It depends. Do I have a routine? I think it depends whether I'm rushing or whether I have time. If I have time, I'll tell you that ideally what I would like it to look like versus what it is. So ideally, I would wake up, get out of bed, pray. No, before I get out of bed. You see, now I'm already messing it up. That's how you know it's ideally. I would wake up, wake up, pray, get out of bed, shower, get dressed, make breakfast, have breakfast, and then like outline the to-do list of like what I need to get done that day. That is, yeah, that's how I would ideally want it to look like. But what it looks like on a day that I'm not rushing is I would wake up, scroll past social media. Actually, no, before I scroll past social media, I go into my Bible app and like read the verse of the day and stuff, and then scroll past social media until I get tired, then go shower and do all the other things, which is one thing I'm trying to cut off, that I'm actually working on tangibly. Like I'm focusing on how much time I'm spending on socials and cutting it down. So social media, big bye. This I watched a sermon the other day and they were talking about how if the devil can't do anything, he will steal your time. And I think the devil has been hard at work trying to steal my time. In Jesus' name, you have no place. Amen. And then on the days that I'm rushed, I just like get up and then just like go and shower and go to wherever I'm rushing to. And then how would you describe your fashion sense? Oh, here now. I think I would describe it as modern, chic. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Because my fashion sense is all over the place. It just depends on what I like. And I think it has gotten even more confusing because of the seasons of the year. Like growing up, I didn't have like summer, winter, whatever. I would just be like, yeah, I like this. But now I have to factor in like it's this time of the year, so I cannot be wearing this. So yeah, moving on. What's your favorite book? My favorite book is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and I love that book. I love it for so many reasons, because I read it before coming to Canada, and when I tell you there are things I've experienced, I've gone through, and I'm just like, where? This book was not lying. It was not lying. And then I don't know, I just love that book. That's my favorite book, and I think that's like the first African book that I read that I felt like, oh my gosh, like I could relate to. Because there are some African books, honestly, that I read in high school, Sijui, The King's Horseman and all that. I could not relate. Like, I don't know what was going on there. They were just like from a different era, so I could not relate. I think that's all. This video has already gone a while. I've already answered 40 questions to get to know me, but I am super excited for this YouTube channel. Please drop in the comments down below any video ideas, any questions that you would like me to answer. If you want to see more videos about my high school experience or my first job or how I ended up being here and how I'm living in one of my bucket list moments, just drop it down in the comment section and I will get to it soon, because I'm working on keeping time, period. Anyway, bye.